Top Trigger interview time with dating coach Laurel House. So excited, you guys. And of course, you have this new book that you just released, which is called Screwing the Rules. Right? Screw the rules.
It is the No Games Guide to Love, so it softens it a little bit. But yeah, it is about screwing the rules because the rules are dated. In fact, the rules were created in the late 1800s. So is that really what you want to do in order to decide if you're going to get married and who you're going to marry and when you're going to have sex with someone? No.
Yes. Thank you.
I love it. So your whole, you believe that there are no rules. Or do you have some rules that you could give at least some hints to our viewers? Because I know the ultimate is to buy your book.
I have a couple of rules, but generally the rules are to be your most authentic self. And that's very scary because so many of us, we build up this facade, right? So we're tough, or we're always happy, or we're don't touch me.
No touching, no touching, no touching, no touching.
Whatever our facade is, and that makes it so that no one can get near us. We're not vulnerable anymore. We're so afraid to express vulnerability, especially on a first date. So I always say get raw on the first date.
I'm living raw, living raw.
Ooh.
Get raw.
Like how raw though?
Like
how many secrets?
You're not going to be laying naked on the table or like puking up your history, but what you are going to do is reveal something that has to do with your emotion, something that touches your core, and you're going to do it in a way that I call framing your stories. So this is what I teach my clients, to be selectively, basically vulnerable. Be in control of letting go. Let it go! And
I like that, being in control of letting go, because I have one friend that just every time, just her whole history, and it's a history. No, and it scares people away. It scares friends away. It scared me away in the beginning.
It does, and you also don't want it to be a pity party.
I think you want to have a little pity party. Yeah, I think Annie wants a little pity party. Is that what you? You're an asshole, Annie.
You want to do what I call a U formation. So you start up. I've had a really amazing life. I've had great experiences. I have been married and divorced twice, actually. The first I was 21. The second I was 23. And I really believe in the fantasy of love. But I learned so much from it. And now I'm at a place where I'm ready to be in a relationship. So it's the U. You want to be up, down, up. So you want to get vulnerable and you want to reveal your red flags on the first date. Get raw.
How does somebody become a dating coach, and where did you get all of your advice and knowledge from?
Experience.
Ooh,
I mean,
that's the best answer.
I have also been writing about dating and sex and love for the last 15 years. I've written for Playboy, Men's Journal, FHM. I wrote as a man and also as a woman.
What?
Sound like a guy.
Oh my God, it's a girl!
Did the readers know this was at all, or at the end did you like say actually?
No, I didn't. Sometimes
that.
I didn't have a byline. But I'm 37, I've been married twice and divorced twice, engaged a third time, proposed to 9 times. So I knew I was doing something very, very right in order to get such incredible responses from men, but I was also doing something very, very wrong because I wasn't allowing myself to be completely and wholly emotionally in these relationships, or else I would have married these people.
Yeah.
And what I realized is because I wasn't raw. I was always what I call super Laurel. I was this like facade of perfection, and perfect might be great and alluring and you can pull someone in, but the best thing to be is what a lot of women consider weak, which is vulnerability. I mean, both of my marriages, I didn't really know them completely and they didn't know me. And suddenly we're married and it's like, we don't know each other. I didn't know that about you. And I've been in other relationships where I start resenting them because we weren't doing the stuff I like to do. And well, what about my opinion? Well, I never voiced my opinion at the very beginning.
Wow.
What flavor of stuff do you find out about your husband that you didn't know?
Good question.
It was actually some of the really major things like politics and the expectation of what is a wife and what are wifely duties and what does a life look like when you're married.
A rustic hunting lodge, my latest kill roasting on the fire, and my little wife massaging my feet.
You got married while you were still getting to know each other.
That's so far from how I think.
Me too.
Now, here's the thing. You were proposed to 9 times.
Yes.
Now, is there a kind of person that proposes quickly to someone?
It wasn't always quick, though. I'm a serial monogamist, so sometimes it was after a year. I had a proposal on the first date once, and he was very, very serious.
On the first date?
His parents were married after 2 weeks, and he thought, well, this worked. They're still happily married. Like, this is what I should do too, and you're that one. And
She ordered the steak.
I ordered the steak. I did think this is a great idea, and I accepted until my parents had an intervention, and
So do you talk about all? I'm so intrigued right now. Do you talk about all of this in your book?
My book is very revealing. What was interesting is, at first it was sort of an advice book, and then I went to my publishing house, Running Press, and they said, you know, we love you, we love the title, we love the content, it's original and edgy, but you're too perfect. And I said, I'm not, I promise I'm anything but perfect. And they said, show us.
I love that.
And so every section starts with my mistake.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Yeah!
It's like, I did this and I ripped my heart out and I shredded myself. I was that girl who was lying
Naked on the floor.
and scared and crying at the end of a relationship with 103.5 degree temperature. So I know how it feels, and that's how I do my coaching.
That's so important.
I get it. You're there, I've been there.
So your readers are benefiting from your mistakes.
Absolutely. And
Incredible.
that's on YouTube too. I've had over 20 million views on my YouTube videos. And interestingly, 65% of my viewers are men because they want to see what really happens in a woman's mind.
Yeah.
But I'm giving real advice based on experience and also based on everything else that I've learned.
Please buy her book. You can learn all about what we've discussed and her own history, which is very interesting. And you can get your book on your website. Where else could they purchase your book?
On Amazon,
Amazon, Barnes
anywhere
and
books
Noble.
are sold. You can also follow me on Twitter at NoGamesLove.
And you have a YouTube channel. So there's
Yes.
so much where you can learn from Laurel. She's awesome. Big round of applause for Laurel House. And we'll see you guys all next time on Pop Sugar.